All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Tuesday, November 3rd. Actually, of course, election day. How could I forget? Welcome on back, folks, here for our afternoon meeting. Let's get a quick sound check just to begin. Make sure everyone can hear me loud and clear. There we go. Great to see everybody. Post Traders Talk, of course, that recording will be up on the dashboard of our website very shortly. Great to see everybody, though. Lori, Chuck, John, Debbie, Pat, Juan, Cliff, Dan. Perfect. Loud and clear from all. All right. And for all of us tuning in on social media, folks, welcome on back. So without further ado, you happen to see the stock RIDE ride up on my platform right now, Lordstown Motors. So, let's go through a little story at least here with Ride and another stock, another company that we are very familiar with, at least Workhorse. So I'm going to copy and paste the news. Just give me a quick second here. All right, so Lordstown Motors begins trading on the NASDAQ back on Monday, October 26th. But the news came out at the time that Workhorse owned 10% of the company. So I'm going to copy and paste that, at least for all of us in social media right now. There we go. So we didn't really have this stock, this ticker Ride in mind as much when Workhorse was trading over the last week. But over the last couple of days, we ended up seeing this stock make a nice squeeze. And of course, today ended up making a big pop. So once this ended up moving up, and perhaps alongside NIO, all the other EV stocks ended up making a nice jump, perhaps with the market altogether. Well, Workhorse was one of the bigger movers that we had. So WKHS ended up making a fantastic squeeze shortly after the market opened up, dropped back down towards 1650, 1640 price. From there, it did like a slingshot move, ended up moving right on up towards 1750, up towards 1850, 1859 the high. So for right now, both of these trades heading into the afternoon still look fairly interesting. Workhorse, at least we could short, whereas RIDE, I don't think that we could even get shares. So just make sure that you could at least request to see if you could short this if this craps out the other way. But the way this is holding, I would say otherwise, this should move pretty nicely on the way up. Some selling did come in just before. We'll take a quick look on the time and sales about 2 minutes ago. A little tough to say because you have a lot of these prints in black negotiated fills in between the bid or the ask. So let's just start from 2:30, 30 seconds. Yeah, right around here, you could see 1659, 1657. At least that indicates more volume getting filled from the bid, more selling coming in. So I wouldn't be shocked if that could hold as like an interim level here and then check to see what pops up on the offer heading into the afternoon. So if there's anything around like 1660, 1659, like we were just tape reading before, keep an eye on that as a potential breakout level heading into the afternoon. Still, although dropping here, holding a higher low. So Ride, Workhorse, right away, we'll slip these on our afternoon list just to start. WKHS there. All right. All right, what else do we have? We also have the other EV stocks, though, right? We have NIO, of course, breaking new all-time highs today. We were actually kind of catching that in the middle of our Traders Talk workshop. For all of us in social media, we always say, just join us Monday to Friday, every Tuesday, that is, at least here in the Cyber Group room. We do our weekly workshop Q&A session. We don't normally have a chance to see a runner like this at this time, but man, NIO ended up making a nice breakout over 35, pretty much right in the middle of our workshop. And as you can see here, starting to go higher, starting to make the squeeze at least. More volume coming in from the offer, more buying at least on the way up towards 35.50. First time 35.50 gets retested here, I would imagine it's going to hold. And then from there, perhaps off the second or third shake around, we could see it run higher. Find out. But NIO, another stock, EV stock at the highs right now, doing very well at all-time highs. So put this back on our list. LI. This one's a little slower and a tighter range for right now, but look at the smart money. I didn't realize this up until just recent. 2401, so I would imagine that's just all from the pop from 24, the iceberg order. Let's see, let's zoom in. This stock we had on our watch list, if not yesterday, then it was at the end of last week. Yeah, you can see the high 2401. We'll go back on time and sales. That was back from 1:34 Eastern time. That's such a big spike. I don't mind doing that for us right now. Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, though. There we go. Good. All right. So you can see all of the fills at 23.98. Look at this. 23.98, 23.98, 23.99. All the way up to 24, 50,000 share fills. So someone perhaps scaling out right underneath 24 and even more volume getting filled. In black, these prints negotiated in between the bid and the ask right off 24. From there, ended up making a pop and drop, right? So false breakout, pulled back. It's still fairly interesting. It's in a tighter range, but I do like the others more, though, for at first. I think there was one more, if I'm not mistaken, right? XPEV. This one looking a little bit better as well. I like this one here too, on the way up towards 22. You could at least see from the matrix here on the right-hand side. I'll just show you this here. Notice this from the corner of my eye. I wanted to expand it. You can see big volume getting filled off 22 all throughout the day, or at least throughout the afternoon here. 1:19 Eastern time ended up making the pop. I mean, pretty much right around the same time that LI squeezed up to 22 or 24. All right, let me reset this time in sales. I will add this one to our main list for right now, all these different EV stocks. And hey, maybe LI at the end we'll jump back to. All right, so already a pretty strong list. What we'll do is just go right from top to bottom. The ALSK stock is a buyout. We're going to skip over that right away to begin. BBGI, I mean, this one went pretty much as expected. This one was very similar to how DBVT went back from yesterday. So actually, while I have you here, I don't really have a class ahead right now. We'll be able to take our time for the meantime here. But DBVT up 68, 70% yesterday. This was more of a real gap fill on the 1 minute chart. But this stock was easy to borrow. It was shortable, much like BBGI is today. But this was a fantastic drop off all the way down. Looks like it's up a little bit right now. Maybe we'll jump back to this trade in a moment, but BBGI more or less ended up making a similar move. It wasn't a natural, gap to fill on the 1 minute chart, but at least from the early pop in pre-market, ended up dumping off shortly after 9 a.m. Eastern time. And from there, after a little consolidation, same thing happened, just pulled back more. So I hate to say this, I screwed this trade up, whereas I made most of my money yesterday on DBVT short, loaded up on shares. I did the same thing on this. This one I felt was a little bit shakier, tighter, consolidation. So right before this freaking thing just ended up dropping off from 190, I took a 4 or 3 cent profit on it. And from there, it just dropped another like 8 or 10 cents from that point, right? So I hate when that happens, but I mean, for the meantime here, just very flat, over traded at this point in the afternoon, so we'll skip over it. Wow, good timing on this one. What the hell happened here? APVO. We ended up seeing a big squeeze. What was this, right at the open or shortly after 9 a.m., that is? All right, well, we got Benzinga Pro up for a reason. We'll take a look right now to see if there's any other news on this APVO stock. No new headline, at least just popping up yet. I'm going to copy and paste the news right now, at least from earlier this morning after 9 o'clock. So I guess it was just phase 1 clinical trial news. But hey, ended up making a sudden breakout here. We'll take it. Man, this thing's flying up. High of the day right now is at 890. I mean, that's where it spiked just now, but I'm even saying from pre-market more or less. 924 pre-market high. From there, though, held right underneath the whole number $9 after. So I would be really careful at this point off the breakout. I would certainly expect this to pull back. Not a whole lot of volume filled on the way up here. Not even a whole lot of volume on the order book. I see about a 4,000 share order on the ask right now at 9 through the level 2. All right, well, we'll take the late breakout for right now. APVO, cool. We'll come back to this at least during the middle or at the end of this meeting. We'll see what else the stock's up to. I don't know why I clicked on this one here. INSP, it's actually at the highs right now, but very expensive. We normally don't look to day trade a stock like this. Very big spread, illiquid order book. Let's see. Ride has warrants. Very choppy chart, though. Not a whole lot going on there. All right. This one I saw in pre-market, IEA, and I was interested in it because it was shortable. No need to short it, though. I didn't really follow this much after the market opened up anyway. I mean, it was very spotty pre-market, at least low volume compared to what it popped from the post-market yesterday from. So, hey, ended up making a nice, push from like 770 up towards 850. Ended up making a very choppy, slow breakout from 850 just recently here. It's like kind of moving right now, but I'm not that interested in it. I'd rather focus on all of these so far that we have on our list. This honestly looks like garbage compared to the others so far. So just because it's at the highs doesn't really mean I'm as like jumpy to follow it. Maybe we'll come back to that at the end. We'll see. Yeah, not much going on here. All right. CYH, familiar name. We'll take a look at CYH over the last like 4 or 5 days nonstop. Look at this thing still go. Jeez, this thing's been like a machine. Breaking 52-week highs, but all-time highs I wouldn't expect. But it kind of looks like it's right at resistance here, or perhaps just cleared above resistance, right around 807, 810-ish here. Otherwise, a bit of a gap to fill, at least back from like July of 2017. 835. It's actually there right now, filling that gap. Interesting. Either way, we're going to put this right on the top of our watch list going into the afternoon, because if it keeps going, perfect. Otherwise, if we happen to see a lot of sell-off, you know what to do. All right, back to our friend here, DBVT. So from yesterday, ended up making like a big pop in pre-market, dumped completely back down. I guess not completely, but ended up making a nice squeeze after the market opened up today. It's near the highs right now. You know, it's making that second little wind up. It's hard to borrow, so we can't look to short it. It looks pretty slow, so I wouldn't be as interested in shorting it right now either way. Yeah, for right now, we'll kind of keep this on the side list on our back end for right now. We'll see if there's anything that looks even stronger, better. Well, not this, I'll tell you that much. BLRX pulled all the way back down. This ended up making a fantastic move up. I mean, we were talking about this back from Friday of last week and actually kind of talking trash about it. It was a very choppy move. So for as much as it moved up across Friday, it was a very choppy stock. It dumped all the way back down that afternoon. But yesterday ended up making that second little burst back up, and obviously today much more. So at least for right now, we're not going to put this on our main watch list. I mean, very active stock across the last few days, so certainly keep it on, your personal side list day to day. Tomorrow morning, I'll check it out. Thursday, Friday, we'll see what it's doing, but I wouldn't expect this to just make another pop, suddenly run up. If it does, we'll be there to call it out. We certainly won't be too late for it at that point, but at least for the meantime, again, we'll see if there's better. All right, let's see. Just rounding out the gainer side for right now. We did see Viper, VVPR. And I'd call it Viper, pardon me there, but ended up seeing this make a nice squeeze up. It was like it was trading like a Viper over the last month or so on the way up here, on the way up, snapping back down. So the stock VVPR Viper ended up making a nice push up, low volume. It's kind of near the highs right now. So maybe to keep this on your radar for the remainder of the week, perhaps, but I would want to see more volume traded on this one. Check out Mavis, MVIS. Squeezed up earlier going into the afternoon, pulled back, kind of stalling out here. Nordstrom. All right, this one's pushing up pretty nicely and perhaps moving up with an upward market. Right off the highs right now, 1350, looking pretty strong. Take a look at Macy's here while we're at it. Macy's up 8+% at the highs. So, it seems like all of these different department stores are up right now. Kohl's, KSS, kind of lower volume, but making a similar move up. So I wouldn't mind just putting all of these department stores just on our list, kind of like we're doing with like the EVs. So I'll list them all. We might have just like one big list heading into the afternoon, but we'll take it. I like JWN the most, though, from there, Macy's, and then finally Kohl's, if we're kind of ranking them one by one. Macy's I definitely like because it's cheaper. Bloom, BE, definitely a great side list stock to keep in mind. The way this thing has been moving on the way up, on the way back down across late September, early October. I see for a few of us here on the chat board saying NEO broke out from 35.50, NEO moving. Yeah, there you go. New all-time high on NEO, still pushing up, at least for right now. Don't jinx it. Just made the pop. We'll see if this can make the second or third shake, like I said, right? I told you folks, wait for the second or third shake around. So give it a little bit of time, see what it does here. But definitely good heads up from Norman and Pat inside the live trading room. All right, cool. Folks, what we'll do is hop over to the losers list. If there's anything else looking good on the gainer side and anything that looks good that's up, let me know. SEDG, very expensive. Just want to take a look. Got crushed early on today, at least from after hours yesterday, this morning. OSPN, shortable at the low of the day right now. Spreads are pretty tight. Not a whole lot of volume on the book here, so that is a gripe. And then otherwise, just trading not really as much volume compared to what I would want. Oh, MOS. This could be good. Let's see. Nah, already made a nice drop off, ended up pulling back down, actually to break lower and then right back up. So I feel like this stock has already made such a big move down and up, very rangy across the day. So definitely, again, keep in mind for perhaps tomorrow, maybe just across the next couple of days. I wouldn't expect this to be like an everyday move, but I think this is from earnings, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong there. Actually, I'll correct myself. How about that? I'll correct myself here right now, guys. I'll just take a quick look one more time. Benzinga Pro. Mosaic shares trading lower after the company reported worse than expected. Yep. All right. Thankfully, I'm not corrected. All right. So at least for right now, definitely to keep in mind, maybe for tomorrow, it is shortable. So it was a great opportunity earlier this morning, but yeah, I think we'll just kind of stall out here. All right. CNX on the way down, shortable. Nice downtrend. 5.3 million shares on the way down. I would assume 9 to be the next major volume level. Didn't test it yet. Not really a big iceberg order on the bid there for right now. All right. So for the meantime, this seems like a nice, slow, steady trade, shortable for the meantime, so we could at least follow it on the way down. CNX, yeah, we'll put this on our list. And I think that just about does it, guys. If there's anything else, just type it in the chat board. Let me know, please. Got a few here already, at least from Bonnie and then Chuck. DRE, worth watching, she's asking. Up 3+%. It is at the highs. Just it's trading pretty light volume compared to what I would like. And when I say that, Bonnie, just so you know, in particular, Bonnie's one of our students, and for all of us inside the trading room, at least, I'm referring to the number in white right here, the average volume traded per minute. Compared to the volume on the book, it's really not really that small, but I would want something trading a lot more volume per minute. It's on a nice trend, on a nice move up, but a little expensive compared to how slow it's moving. So that would just be my issue at this point. I mean, it's certainly a tradable stock. And Chuck pointing out the CYH trade up $1.29 total on the day. So, hey, comparing the two, right? Not even in terms of the price, that aside, this has a bit more volume on the book, but even that, it's trading more volume per minute. It is shortable. So if it ends up going down the other way, if this is a total, bust heading into the afternoon, drops off, then hey, we could at least short this too. All right. And then from Giancarlo, he's saying XPEV broke the 2210. Yeah, broke high of the day right away. So that one is on our list. Oh, with that, we'll check out LI. It is pushing back up, right back up to that 24. Now, if you take a look on level 3, this is why we need to follow the smart money. All right. We have a 201,000 share order on the ask at 23.98. I would only imagine for there to be more than 6,800 shares to fill at 24. I would bet my life savings on that order on the ask at 24.01. So this is making a hell of a move up right now. This is why we wanted to at least come back to this at the end. So we'll put this on our main list at this point, gaining a little bit more steam up to that major resistance. And again, if it is going to go the other way, if it craps out totally the other way, I wouldn't expect it to, but if it does, then we're able to short it on the way down. All right, folks, that should just about do it. For anybody on social media, please let me know if there's anything that you would want me to look at. Otherwise, we should be good. I think we've got June here in the chat board today, not on YouTube, so he's right here in the trading room with us heading into the end of the day. All right, folks. And hey, with that, for all of us on social media, come join June. Come join all of us inside the trading room Monday to Friday, otherwise. And then aside from that, just make sure you guys like, subscribe, notify right on our YouTube channel as the banner says below. All right, for all of us inside the trading room, give me a quick moment. Going to copy and paste the picks. I'm going to take a quick break, jump right back on around 3:15 for the end of the day. Take care.